How's it going, guys? Welcome back to Investing with Zeke. So Tesla just had earnings, and what can I say? I don't know what to say. I got an idea what's going on, and I'm going to try to explain it in a quick way, but, you know, it's so weird. And I understand how this is frustrating for investors that actually look for real companies. Unfortunately, guys, what we have here with Tesla is not a real company. Let me explain. What we have here is really a statement. When people buy Tesla, they're like fighting the system. They're doing something. They want to be put on a pedestal of some sort. Little do they know that their cars are like Saturn station wagons and they fall apart underneath their feet. But that's besides the point. They don't buy it because of the quality of the vehicle. They buy it for a statement. If it's fighting the system or making the environment great, that's what this stock represents. What if I told retail investors that that's not what this stock really is? What if I told retail investors that this stock is actually the machine? And if you follow the money, it'll lead you right to what's going on here. So who owns Tesla and Elon Musk? You want to know? It's Mitsubishi, Bank of America, and Morgan Stanley. They own Elon. They own Tesla. So that's why you see Elon running around here like broke, trying to get $50 billion. You don't see that going on with Mark Zuckerberg or Jeff Bezos. You want to know why, guys? Because they actually have real money. You know who doesn't have money? Elon. Look up how much money he actually really has in his bank account. Only a few $100 million. Which I understand that's a lot, but not when you're doing what he's doing. It actually is not. And especially when you're owned by Morgan Stanley and Bank of America and Mitsubishi, by the way, is China. So what is going on here is I'm seeing headlines change. I'm seeing where I can't follow the money all the way back on certain search engines and stuff like that. And it's very simple. It's because these are very powerful companies that want the mainstream retail investor to buy Tesla, to think that they're fighting the establishment. The reason these shares are only meant for retail people, because that's why Elon is fighting for 25% of his company. He's like, give me just 25% of myself. He's begging, he's pleading, he's willing, I believe, to leave Tesla if he doesn't get 25% of his dignity back. All right. So when people are trying to buy Tesla for a statement, it's really a joke. So is Tesla a car company? So there's other avenues to look at, right? So people would say, even Musk himself said, that if you think this is a car company, just go ahead and sell. Now, and he's done it with following suit with Google, Facebook, Amazon, and laying people off. He laid off 10% of his workforce, so that'll accumulate about $1 billion in savings a year. But as far as numbers, they miss on everything, and they're not profitable anymore, and they're not making any money. They're not growing any. Even though Elon did say in the conference call that they would sell more cars this year than they did last year. There's your guidance. And us regular investors, retail investors, look at this and we're like, this shit ain't even acceptable. Like, this whole call isn't acceptable. It almost makes you sick. It makes you look at like strongman, like, is he right? Like, I mean, there's some good arguments to say that he could potentially be right, especially on a stock like Tesla, because it's just, what can I say? So you want to say robots, right? So I did some digging. I did some investigation. So I found Tesla's best robot video, and I'm going to put it up against, the best, my opinion, the best robot on the market. And we will see who is running the robot industry. And I'm not done yet. So let's start off with that. We'll start off with Tesla's. Now, this is the one I could find that, keep in mind, this is the only video that I could find that wasn't cut, that didn't have somebody in a costume dancing around. But this is a very interesting video that I think you guys should take a look at. And then we're going to look at who I believe is the leader in the robot category. Let's check this out. That's impressive. Shit looks like it's going to fall over there. Be honest. You know what that is. Wait a minute. See this? Look it. So there's no fucking AI going on here. Where's the AI? You have a guy that's actually guiding this robot. That's what's happening right now. Wow, neat. There's a guy on the other end doing it all. Come on, man. All right. Now, was that awesome to you guys? Okay, there was no AI there. All right, let's be real. I'm starting to debate if Tesla's even an AI company. I'm being honest with you. I don't want to see that because I don't even think that that's probably real. Let me show you a real robot company. They're actually using AI. That's from a company called Boston Dynamics. They're so far ahead of Tesla in making robots, it's not even funny. Their first gen robot would destroy Elon's robot right now. It's not even close, guys. Boston Dynamic actually uses real AI, and they have a real robot that actually is really functional. They have ones that actually work with the military. This is legitimate, guys. Wall Street knows this, but apparently retail investors don't. Now what do you want to say? So now you want to say what? Tesla's the leader in autonomous driving? Is that what you want to say? Well, let's take a look, shall we? Let's take a look on who's really leading the whole technology in the autonomous driving.
To a city near you, self-driving taxis are already on the road in San Francisco.
Already?
Really went for a ride. And Becky, I'm going to say I've been in some crazy drivers.
New York?
I might take my chances with the driverless taxi service in the city. She's here to tell how it went for her. Good morning, Becky.
You have a point, Lindsay. Fully self-driving taxi service is happening, and folks like you are excited about that if you were in San Francisco. The Public Utility Commission has allowed two companies, Google's Waymo and General Motors Cruise, to legally transport riders in limited areas.
General
Both
Motors
companies let us try them in what some are calling robo-taxis. Riding with no driver, though, was a real trip.
Google?
Passengers in the back, nobody
Where's
in the
Tesla?
front. I try Waymo and Cruise.
You see any Teslas anywhere?
Robo-taxi services in San Francisco. Waymo is first. Ordering one is just like using a rideshare.
Maybe we'll see a Tesla on the road.
And wait, a car appears without a human.
That's even
anywhere
nice.
Inside. The car navigates the parking lot, a
Wait
tricky intersection.
That's nicer than a Tesla. Is that a 25K car?
Motorcycle just cut right in front of us, and it handled it pretty well.
Oh.
Our trip is relatively uneventful.
No way, really?
Now the Cruise app.
An app?
Okay. Things start without incident. Then we come to a busy intersection, and as we turn, a man steps into the street, seemingly without looking.
Whoa.
It was an abrupt stop and jarring for me as a rider. But when we talked to Cruise, they say their cameras were tracking the man the whole time, that he was never in front of the car, and the car acted as it's programmed to, veering left to keep a safe distance from the pedestrian. While the Cruise car successfully navigated that situation,
is that one?
From both
I think that's a Tesla.
Ambulances,
we saw
police
one,
cars,
guys.
And all that. And most recently,
I think there was a
Tesla
Tesla
car that got stuck in wet cement on the road.
And San Francisco
it ain't
has
doing
asked
any
Cruise to reduce the number of its
though.
cars on the streets as they
Like
work
this.
on the technology. And the rest of my cruise trip is fine.
Speed of the car in the neighborhood seems really appropriate. No California stops, a full and complete stop every time. Turn signals, always going on.
Almost there.
We've arrived.
I made it!
Both companies focused on safety. Waymo telling ABC News safety
Both
is our mission
companies.
and top priority as we develop and deploy this technology. And Cruise adds, we're proud of our safety record, which encompasses more than 4 million driverless miles in complex urban environments. And
Wow.
Christine Crosby, who's been a rider
Way
in
ahead
Waymo's
of
pilot
Tesla.
program, well, she's a fan.
The first ride that I took, I definitely did on my own without a kid when there was no driver in there.
You took your kids in this thing?
I take my kids in this thing all the time.
Christine's done more than 150 rides, many with her 6 and 1-year-olds riding with her. A driverless future that may be their reality very soon.
They're currently testing the services around the countries in cities like LA, Austin.
All right, so this has been going on for 6 months. They have an app. This is everything that was relieved or revealed in the conference call. That Tesla was going to come out with an app and do autonomous driving, which, by the way, he said he's going to do that by August. That ain't happening. You got to actually have permits and all that to do autonomous driving. There's 2 companies doing it. Neither of them are named Tesla. And they actually use a system, I think, called LiDAR, which is way more accurate, where Tesla uses just cameras because it's cheaper. Everything Tesla does is because it's cheaper. You remember a company called Saturn? Like, do you guys remember that company? They had a station wagon. I thought they were really cool. They were futuristic and everything. That's kind of what Tesla's reminding me of, like a Saturn. Like, it's just cheap junk. Even their robots are cheap junk. Elon is a douchebag that's ran by the machine. So if you want a company that's not ran by the machine, it isn't Tesla, guys. And as far as AI, that's questionable. Very, 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 very questionable. Are they collecting data? Maybe. All right. But, okay, so let me go through the conference call here. I mean, he lied clearly in one of the calls, or in the conference call. He said he himself said that they were going to have a 25K car, a whole new lineup at the beginning of next year. The guy, the CFO, stepped on the line and he said that isn't happening. We don't know when that's happening. If you don't believe, he wants 25% of his robots. He wants 25% of himself, guys. That's what he wants. If he doesn't, he's going to leave. He said, but he says that Tesla will be fine without him. What owner of a company says that? He's not an owner of this company, guys. It is what it is. As far as his autonomous driving FSD-12, I understand. I hear it's great. It's at least okay. But that's really what you're gonna bake on is the FSD. Nobody wants it. He says one company is kind of interested in it, and he hopes to sell them by the end of the year. He's been saying that every conference call. Let's see. No answer on any sort of price cuts. In other words, he's willing to give the car away for free if anybody wants it. The semi is going to come out in 2025. He said it was going to come out this year. That didn't happen, along with his new lineup. He believes he's going to be the AWS of the car networking. So he's going to own the elevator. So he was talking about some BS about how gas cars are like riding a horse. Eventually, they're not even going to be around. It'll be like riding an elevator. You push a button, a Tesla's going to come pick you up. Apparently, the Tesla will grow an arm, charge itself, wash itself, pick you up, pick some clothes up. It doesn't make any damn sense, but retail investors are pretty stupid. So, I'm trying to see what other BS was he saying. He's definitely not going to be the AWS of the car networking because it looks like Google's going to do it. Google already has cars out there doing this right now. Let's see. Oh yeah, FSD, he's charging $99 a month. I don't think other companies even will charge that. I think it'll probably come with the car. By the way, $99 a month is too much for full self-driving. A lot of people like to drive cars, believe it or not. So I don't believe gas cars are going away. You have this other idiot, this other person, Ron Barron, I believe his name is, also another person who owns Elon. Go listen to his interview and his take on what he believes in Tesla. You know what he says? He says that he doesn't believe that hybrids are worth it. He says hybrids are too expensive. Honestly, he's just trying to get you to buy the stock so he can unload it. That's my opinion. I mean, I don't know what else to say about Tesla. Is it a company I would own? Yes. Because there's so many clowns in it. The problem is I would just be in it as a swing trade. Because the second Elon opened his mouth, I would sell it. Or the second it got around $1 trillion valuation, I would sell it. Because max, that's all it is. And that's being extremely generous. Extremely generous. So, do I feel bad that, Tesla went up and Meta went down, even though Meta had better earnings and Meta's a better company and Meta's actually does Meta's own thing. They pretty much beat to their own drum, where Elon has to really be told what to do by people who own him. That's okay, because this is the way it is now. I mean, we got Bitcoin going to 66. When people roll over in the morning and they're like, let me buy a Bitcoin for $66,000, I know we're in a clown market, and I know that I'm going to buy Tesla anything under $110. Do I think Tesla is done going down? No. I don't think they can escape this. I think retail investors are going to start catching on. And then I think what's going to happen is this is what's going to happen. You want to know what's going to happen with Tesla? This is what's going to happen. So retail investors are going to eventually catch on that Elon is crazy. And Elon doesn't really run anything. So what they're going to do is they're going to sell all their stock. Elon ain't going to be able to pay JP Morgan or Morgan Stanley or the Chinese, and he's going to end up in jail. That's exactly what's going to happen. The stock will go down to like $5. GM, Google, they're all doing the autonomous vehicle. So we actually have a real companies doing this, not some fugazi, made up. That's all, guys, that's all Tesla is. Sorry, I'm not even seeing the AI. I don't see value. They have fast charging systems, I guess. If you want to say that, but I think they could be bought out, and that doesn't bring in much money. It doesn't. ChargePoint prove that. But anyway, I was just giving you my opinions on the whole Tesla thing, the whole fiasco. Could it go to $200? Probably, but I would bet that it would go to 110 before it'd go to 200. But that's just my opinion, and that's when I'd be interested in getting in, because it's a clown stock. Nothing to do with value. That's why I'm not bringing up any numbers. Anyway, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one.